Think about the last time you spent hours trying to program a car key, only to hit a dead end. Frustrating, right? In 2026, not every key programmer lives up to the hype, and I've put the top contenders through real-world tests to see which ones actually deliver. I've checked them on BMWs, Toyotas, and everyday cars, looking at what works smoothly, what slows you down, and what's just a gimmick. In this video, I'll break it down honestly, so you'll know which tools save time, which are reliable, and who really benefits from each one. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of what's worth your money this year. Number 5. Vident iSmart 800 Pro BT. I didn't expect to rely on this thing as much as I do now, but here we are. Once it's part of your routine, you notice how much smoother diagnostics can be when you're not digging through endless menus. You plug it in, run a scan, and you immediately see how the car's systems connect. That visual layout alone saves a ton of mental effort. In everyday work, it's solid. Service resets, live data checks, quick actuator tests, all the stuff you touch constantly just flows. I especially like being able to trigger components and confirm a fix without guessing. What really won me over is how many jobs it replaces. The downside? Not every fancy feature works on every car, so skipping the compatibility check is asking for frustration. This makes sense for shops and hands-on car people. If you only scan codes once in a while, it's honestly too much tool for you. Number 4. Autel XP400 Pro. It started with a customer standing in my shop, holding a single worn-out key and saying, "This is the only one I've got." That moment where you either help or send them away. I plugged in my usual setup and grabbed the XP400 Pro, the little box I only pull out when things get serious. It's not something you use every day, but when you need it, it earns its place fast. Paired with my Autel tablet, it let me sort out the key situation without pulling parts of the car apart or guessing. Jobs that used to mean hours now feel manageable. What I like most is the range. It handles cars other tools just won't. The downside? It's not beginner gear. If you don't already know what you're doing, it'll feel intimidating. If you work with keys regularly, it's worth owning. If not, you'll probably never need it. And that's okay. Number 3. Xhorse VVDI Key Tool. Ever had one of those days where you're juggling 3 different tools just to finish a single key job? That's exactly where this device started making sense for me. Instead of bouncing between machines, I could handle key programming, remote checks, and even control my key cutter from one screen. In daily work, that kind of flow matters more than flashy features. The biggest win is convenience. It trims setup time and keeps everything in one place, which adds up over a long week. That said, it's not magic. Some cars are still hit or miss, especially when it comes to full key loss situations. If you're a locksmith or mobile tech doing keys every day, it fits naturally. If you're a general mechanic or DIYer, you'll probably never use most of it. Number 2. Autel MaxiIM KM100. I'll be straight up, this is one of the few key tools I actually enjoy using. Not because it does everything, but because it makes the common jobs easier without getting in my way. When you're doing keys regularly, that matters more than having endless options you rarely touch. In real use, it shines on everyday cars, generating a universal key, programming it through OBD, renewing a used key. The flow is simple and fast. I don't feel like I'm fighting the tool or double-checking every step. It's especially handy for mobile work since it's compact and doesn't need a pile of extra hardware. That said, it's not perfect. Coverage has limits. No Mercedes and BMW support isn't blanket, so checking compatibility is part of the job. If you work mainly with high-volume models and want something efficient, it makes sense. If you live in advanced EEPROM work, you'll outgrow it. Number 1. Autel MaxiIM IM508S. A customer came in with a BMW that had all keys lost. I grabbed the IM508S, connected it to the car, and followed the smart mode instructions. Within minutes, a new key was programmed, tested, and ready. No extra tools, no guessing. What stands out is how it balances key work and diagnostics. You can run a full system scan, check live data, or reset service lights without switching devices. It keeps workflow simple and efficient. The downside is that full functionality isn't built in. To handle advanced BMW CAS FEM keys, Mercedes infrared keys, or deep EEPROM work, you need add-ons like the XP400 Pro or G-Box adapters. That adds cost and setup time. This is ideal for mobile techs, locksmiths, and small shops needing key programming plus basic diagnostics. It's not for casual car owners or shops that don't do IMO work. All right, that's it for today's look at the top key programmers. I hope seeing them in real-life use gave you a better idea of what actually works and what doesn't. If you want to dive a little deeper or check out specs and updates, I've dropped some links down in the description. Worth a look if you're thinking about tools for your shop or mobile work. Thanks for sticking around, and if you ever have questions about using these tools in the real world, just drop a comment. Catch you in the next one.